NNF After Dark is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For all of your vacation planning needs, visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Welcome to NNF After Dark. Chris is going to take you through the highlights of the previous episode and maybe even say some bad words, plus celebrity interviews and much, much more. And now, here he is, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris Yob.
Welcome, everybody. No New Friends After Dark. Actually, why are we calling it After Dark? It's during dark. After Dark would be morning.
That's true. Why do people call things After Dark After Dark? It's because After Dark is morning.
It's during dark.
It
sounds pretty bad though.
Yeah.
But it's an alliteration. DD. Double D.
Yeah, double D. Oh, double D.
Oh, No New Friends, double D. We're gonna call it a lawyer. We're gonna trademark that. So, like I said, we are streaming on Twitch. So if you're listening to this now, recorded on a podcast platform, you can watch this live too. You have the opportunity to watch it live. We broadcast this after the live show on Wednesday nights, around 9:30ish, whenever we get done. We broadcast it live to the world. We have viewers chiming in right now in the chat. We have people watching right now. But if you didn't get a chance to watch it live,
there are many viewers. My voice. Many viewers are saying
some say
the best podcast ever.
Some say it's the most viewers of all the After Dark shows. Some say it's all the most viewers of all the During Dark episodes. So if you're hearing this and it's not live and it's pre-recorded, thank you for listening. We're doing it both ways. We go both ways. We go both ways, Scott. We go live, we go pre-recorded. That's the beauty of what we do. So welcome to No New Friends After Dark, brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. Just reach out to Nick. You hear my spiel on the episode. He's the best. He's the greatest. He's the best sport. He's the best travel agent. He's the best at everything. He's the best lover.
He's the best. Oh, wait.
People are saying he's the best lover.
People are saying
we can say whatever we want on this show too, Scott.
We can. Yeah. Because every episode of NNF After Dark is going to be marked explicit, just because.
Just in case. Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Now, here's the funny thing is I don't like podcasts that just overly use foul language. I just don't like if they use it as an adjective. I think it's too much. If it's being used for comedic purposes, I'm down with that. I'm 100% down with that. But I don't know. So you guys do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But I'm going to refrain from saying fuck as much as possible. So
literally my favorite word.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Hey, let it fly.
It's my wife's least favorite word.
And activity. So this is the episode where we kind of pull the curtain back, not the shower curtain. Because After Dark does sound a little promiscuous, Scott. So this is not a porn thing. This is a
I'm out. Yeah. You guys do this. You guys.
So just be me and Sarah. So the voices you do hear are the one, the only former host, because I'm the host now. I'm the captain now. Actually, I'm not. Just for this little thing. Scott, the host on the actual show. This is just for carnival show, I guess. And then we have our resident Jew.
You know what's funny is I have begged Chris. I was like, Chris, I think I should start introducing Sarah as Super Jew. Let me call her Super Jew. He talked me out of it. He's like, no, I think that's
not
too much.
Good. Yeah,
no offense taken by me personally.
Right, so. Right. We lose what 0.1% of our listeners, so it's fine. So, but it's funny. So in this last episode, we did talk a little bit about your Jewish background, Jewish religion, Jewish. What is it? Is it a culture? Is it a ethnicity?
Yeah. What are you? What are you?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind.
Let's put it this way. I was raised Jewish.
Okay.
But I
was raised broke.
Well, yeah. See, there's the difference. But I don't see my cat stepping on my keyboard right now.
Scott's starting to sweat when he's
Stop it! Stop it! Yeah, I know. I just want to. I just want to make a take a couple pictures. Maybe maybe
cat
a
paws.
photo shoot with your cat.
I was raised Jewish, but as you grow up and you get your own information, things change. Just
when you do your own research.
Yeah. So what you're trying to say is you started listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and now you're spiritually independent.
So what actually happened was, at some point in late elementary, early middle school, one of my teachers who was not Jewish, because I went to a Jewish private school as well. He showed do you guys remember the Nova series?
Wasn't that's in the Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
No. I don't remember his name.
Kirk Cameron.
Is that his name?
Left Behind? Is that what you're talking about? Like the Left Behind series with the rapture?
Oh,
no, that's Christianity. Sorry. Christianity is the opposite of Judaism. Sorry.
I'll have to send a picture and see if anybody else recognizes him. But he showed us something on evolution, and I said, this makes sense. I understand now. Science is a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I started to believe my own thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So next week on No New Friends After Dark, we're going to get into politics. Tonight's subject is all about religion, though. So no politics tonight. We're just going to talk about religion. So since tonight's topic is religion, Sarah, my friend, claims he is 3/8 Jewish. How the hell?
I'm 2%. I'm 2% Jewish.
How the hell are you a percentage of a religion? Please explain.
Well, obviously your family history, but my mother was raised Baptist. Her entire family, we've got pastors. I mean, they are just very, very religious. And my father is Jewish. And when they got married, my mom was introduced to the religion. And she decided that she wanted to raise myself and my brother as Jewish. So that's how it was. Jewish private school, confirmation class, Hebrew school, synagogue on Fridays and Saturday mornings, the work. And so when I was 10, they formally converted me and my brother to Judaism with the whole...
At 10?
I was 10. Yep. My brother's 5.5 years younger than me. So...
That's interesting because as infants I was brought up Catholic. As infants, they try to drown us, and then they say, "Hey, you're Catholic."
That's almost exactly how it happens. But you see, like if I'm kind of ignorant to some things in other religions, I will admit that. But that's where they put you in the water, obviously, in the church. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't do that for us.
Oh,
Orthodox, they have a whole set up for it.
Oh, please explain. It's like a dunk tank.
It's like a bathtub.
Oh, that's hot.
Place. It's
wait a second. If you're above the age of 18, I'm sorry.
It's the same place where women go during their monthly cycle to get cleansed.
Wait. Oh, and not so hot anymore.
So you're saying they get baptized in a tub of blood?
Well,
the initiation.
I like to think of it as like a hot tub kind of situation. Like
that is not what a hot tub is like, Sarah. I don't know if you've ever been in a hot tub.
Something.
This is like a hot tub in a haunted house, like where you see the red water. Just
okay. Well, so listen, The Shining.
For me, because I live in a beach town, they just brought us to the ocean and dunked us in the ocean
once a month.
Well, no, we don't. I don't do that because I'm not Orthodox.
But not you. But now I'm interested.
No. I assume that the synagogue, the one and only Orthodox synagogue that we have in my area, has the setup required for this practice.
So women are required once a month to cleanse themselves.
Yes,
but it's during the time of the month that
they have their womanly cycle.
So listen, I was joking about this topic tonight being related, but we're diving head first into this. Not head first into what you're talking about, but head first into this topic. Because now, first you had my interest, now you have my curiosity. So, what is the
What are you,
what
Uncle
is the
Remus? What
Django
was that
Unchained?
voice?
Yeah,
okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio from Django.
Okay.
Unchained. So, why do they do this? Do they think it's the devil in them? Do they believe in the devil? I'm interested.
I'm so sorry to disappoint, but I'm not entirely sure either.
Really?
There's
listen,
listen,
For content, I'm going to need you to study. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna
oh, absolutely. I mean, I probably did
Please.
study
Alex-
at one point, but
Alex,
I did
cut that out.
damage.
Actually, Alex is not editing this. I am. Scott, cut that
Scott,
out.
cut that out.
Make something up. I'm just kidding.
Well, you see.
Listen,
So, wow.
there's a lot of interesting practices. You can't women and men can't sit next to each other during services.
What?
Okay.
Some places even have I don't know if it's a curtain between the men and the women so they can't see each other.
What if you're gay? Or do they not believe in gay?
I don't think that's a thing.
Being gay or
I've
It's a thing.
never
Trust me,
met,
it's a thing.
I mean, yes, it's a thing.
I know gay
but
people.
I have never met an Orthodox, put it that way, an Orthodox gay Jew.
I was going to say, because you are in Florida, I wouldn't be surprised if you said you've never met anybody that was gay. But,
Listen, no.
but
This
trust
is
me,
the
I live in the
no,
Northeast.
Hold on. This
where
is the
everyone's
theme park.
equal.
This is the theme park capital of the world. There are plenty of.
We have the gay pride parade.
There are plenty of gays in Florida. Plenty.
We call them gay people.
We should have
No.
more. We should have more gay people.
We should have more.
Yeah. I say
I'll tell
we
you
have
what.
plenty. There's not enough.
I'll tell you what, in the Northeast, not afraid because everyone, we don't care up here. So anyway, but the Orthodox Jewish care because so there's not a separate room or there's it doesn't matter if because it doesn't count. I don't get it. So the curtain for men, curtain for women.
No,
I'm getting
so
very
you're
uncomfortable talking about religion now.
You're literally sitting in the middle of the synagogue during services, and there's an actual curtain on. Imagine it being like pews, okay, on either side.
I understand that reference.
Men on one side, women on the other. Curtain in between. Cannot see each other. You cannot sit next to each other. I don't know. I don't know how actually factual this is. I don't know if I should even say this, but they actually have sex with a sheet in between them.
Wait. That's Amish, first of all. Wait, no, that's the Handmaid's Tale. What are you talking about? That's the Handmaid's Tale.
I learned this way before. First of all, I've never seen Handmaid's Tale, so I can't be making this
I think
up.
you have seen Handmaid's Tale.
Nope. Yeah, it's called your church.
It's called whatever you're talking about.
Hold on. We do have to get into this, the different religious loopholes for sex, because the Mormons, they're not allowed to have sex until they're married. It's super strict. So they do this thing. It's called soaking, and they will lay on top of each other inside, and there will be other people that shake the bed to simulate.
It's called an orgy, I'm pretty sure.
Right, but they will sit there and just boom, 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 to make the bed
create the motions
to
for
create
them.
the motions for them, so that way they're not breaking any rules.
Teamwork. Wow, that's insane.
That is sad.
Terry, you're gonna have to go to your local synagogue and be, hey, I learned some new information. I think I found a loophole. $50, I'll let you know.
I do not want to partake in that loophole. So,
wow.
Yeah, because why?
Here's the informant.
Okay.
Here's the informant. So sheets in Florida used for sexual relations between Orthodox Jewish people and the Republican Party. Got it.
I knew that's where that was going.
We use them up here for sleeping. I mean, I don't know what you guys do down south of them. I sleep on sheets up here. You guys make fun of me for living in Jersey. Now I know why. Insecurity.
Yeah. We have so many different uses for sheets here.
So anyway, back to my question. What percentage Jewish are you? Got a lot more answer than I was bargaining for.
I know, right?
So how do you determine percentage of a religion? Well, so are you 100% Jewish and then you believe in evolution? So now you're 33% Jewish.
So I guess by birth I'm 50% Jewish, but I converted.
But this is interesting because Judaism is not it's not a race. It's not it's a religion. It's like, okay, so I was brought up Catholic, but I'm not born Catholic.
Yeah, I'm not like 50% Catholic, right?
I don't have a Catholic nose or a Catholic name. Like it's just like Judaism's very strange to me.
Wait
like,
a second. Wait a second. Wait.
What?
Does that mean that I have a Jewish nose? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I was going to ask.
I mean, that's how I felt when he
You're
asked.
the, I was gonna ask. You're the exception. You're the exception to the rule. I didn't know you were Jewish.
I get a lot of people that say, "Hey, you don't look like a Jew." So what's that supposed to look like? I don't understand. You have no idea how many times I've been told I don't look like a Jew.
Right? Is that why you got the tattoo?
Not a Jew.
Yeah.
That's like Disney. Yeah, Animal Kingdom was like not a zoo. Sarah's not a Jew.
Wow. Okay, so this was first of all very enlightening, this conversation, and never thought I wanted to like go down the YouTube rabbit hole of Judaism until tonight, like Orthodox Judaism. Right. This is interesting. Maybe not too far down the rabbit hole. That sheet thing, I think I'll take your word for. I don't think I need to see that. But wow,
that would make for a fun video to watch.
Yeah, maybe No New Friends After Dark.
We just took off with this first episode.
That will be on our Discord. That will not be on Touch. Well, anyway, should we continue on with this, or should we introduce the?
Well, real quick before we introduce our guest. So I did proclaim myself 2% Jewish.
Oh, you proclaimed it.
Proclaimed it. Yep. Converted. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm 3.5% Muslim.
So, but I'm going to tell you why. So I realized that my brother-in-law.
I'm not going to tell you why.
Okay, so my brother-in-law this was when standalone GPSs were like real popular, because we didn't have it on our phones yet. We had flip phones. So my brother-in-law, I realized my brother-in-law is half Jewish, and he got a GPS for Hanukkah, and I realized a couple things. One, his mother loved him more than my mother loves me.
Oh.
And two,
your mother loves me more than your mother loves you.
That is true. That is very true.
A lot of men in your life that love them. I'm sorry.
And two, Jewish people during Hanukkah get better gifts. So I said, I'm 2% Jewish, just so I could get a GPS. Now, I was so excited about GPS. So Christmas that year, I was with my ex at the time. We weren't exes. And which, by the way, is very confusing to people who listen to our show, who know my history, and they hear me introduce Sarah every week. And they're like, did you really put your baby mama on the show? And I thought about
new information.
Right. I actually thought about making your nickname Not My Baby Mama, Sarah.
Yeah, he did actually tell me this on the phone.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't thought about it, but we're not doing that.
We'd be arrested for our phone conversations.
We have to remind ourselves, wait a second, we're using our podcast voice. We need to like talk real life for a second. So we're sitting there opening up Christmas presents, and I see a box that looks like a Garmin GPS.
Oh, congratulations. Sorry. That you saw a box. I got excited for you.
Yeah. And I was like, that's my GPS. I text her. I was like, that's my GPS. She's the only one that saw it. It wasn't a GPS. It was the fucking game Mancala, with the little, the little rocks.
A great game.
You know how to play that?
It is a great game. It's a fantastic game. Yes.
But it's not a GPS.
It's not a GPS. So so once they found out the story, every year, now, so because of that, we celebrate one day of Hanukkah every single year with my brother-in-law and my sister. No, I swear to God, we go over there, we all wear blue, we eat latkes and potatoes, we play the menorah game. It's a big thing.
Dreidel. It's
the dreidel
game. The menorah game. Oh my goodness gracious.
But as a result,
2% Jew is really showing.
Exactly. Only 2%. Only 2%. As a result of I'm wanting a GPS, which I never got. I got 18 different travel games of Mancala every single year. In fact, one year they even wrapped Mancala in a Garmin box. It's fucking bullshit. But as a result of me throwing a major temper tantrum and being super dramatic about getting this Garmin GPS, they like my brother-in-law and my sister and the kids, they celebrate Hanukkah like all 8 days. They do the prayer, they light the candles. They like the kids are only 25% Jew at this point because it's
dwindling. Yeah.
It's dwindling. Yeah. It's dissipating. It's getting diluted. The Jew is going away. But they still celebrate that, they do the menorah, they do the prayer, and
We
But
don't
it's a lot of-
use that language.
Oh, sorry.
I think you cursed. I think you called Sarah very derogatory.
I
term.
probably did.
No,
probably
I was
did.
talking about Chris. Gesundheit.
Oh, it's German.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
That's your second hate crime of the night, Chris.
Oh man. That's it too.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, everybody's Jewish now, and we celebrate Hanukkah every year. We get together. That's like one of our 15 Christmas activities that we do. We celebrate one day of Hanukkah.
Oh, well, congratulations. That doesn't make you any less anti-Semitic than you are, Scott. So, don't know where I was going with that.
Poor Brian B did an interview with us, and he gets to follow this.
So Scott, for all our listeners out there, don't let him fool you. The only reason he celebrates Hanukkah is because of all the carbs. The latkes, the matzah. It's not for the potential Garmin GPS.
Do you
His
make
wife can
up
afford
for
100
it?
of those.
Do you make up for it by celebrating Passover?
What's that?
Where you don't eat.
You don't eat carbs.
Oh no.
No.
In fact, I don't even celebrate Lent. Oh,
What's
real
the
quick,
opposite of
real
Passover?
quick definition? Lent. Sarah, when your people killed Jesus, he had to walk a very long path, and he sacrificed, his life to your people. And so we try to simulate that for 40 days by giving up something that's important to us.
I gave up something.
What'd you give up?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Good for you. I gave up dieting. It was very important to me. Now, Sarah, what would you give up if you were Catholic?
Emily gave. Here's an example.
Maybe-
Emily gave up social media.
Oh,
Thank goodness. TikTok's
yeah.
driving me nuts.
Maybe that's why I'm a Jew. In this particular conversation,
Yeah. You're not Jewish until it comes to Lent.
buying things, probably.
Oh,
Okay,
that-
buying things. So just
buying
starve.
I mean,
You just kill your family. Got
non-essential,
it.
non-essential
Oh, okay, not essential.
things
items,
because
okay.
I buy a lot of non-essential things.
oh.
Okay, so I am Catholic. So I do a little
Oh.
bit hate you, Sarah, because you killed my.
Yeah,
God.
you killed our Lord and Savior.
Well, actually, no. Oh, actually, no, because the way that he died, so now I'm go to heaven. So I guess that's good. So I love you.
Right.
So
Yes,
I guess
he
it's a
died.
good, yeah.
Your people killed Jesus so
Right.
that he for all man's sins. So now I can do whatever the fuck I want as long as I go to confession and say I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm good.
See,
Exactly.
this is kind of
You created the
new-
loophole for us.
Except for probably homicide.
Thank
I don't know.
This is new information for me. I'm not gonna lie.
That
I didn't know
you
that it
killed
was
Jesus?
all of this.
I also
Well,
don't know
no,
if that's
people
true.
say that all the time. I
Oh.
just didn't know the story behind it. Listen, when I had to tell my youngest child that I was raised Jewish and that we believe that Jesus is a man that existed on
Yeah.
earth, and that's
Mhm.
the extent of it. There's no,
But first he was an ape.
Messiah.
Now that's who you believe.
there was, to us, there was no Messiah, there was no Savior,
Right,
there was no
right.
all of that. She was distraught,
Oh,
very confused, very
Huh.
confused. But she learned the concept of other religions at that moment.
Gotcha.
so.
Do you know what's interesting? The way we look at Mormons, where they talk about what's his name, John Smith,
I have no idea. I thought it was I
Yes,
thought
I've
it was
watched so
Book of
much.
Mormon.
Rand
Yeah.
Paul.
No, so the way that Christians look at the Mormons with John Smith, like that's their like big savior, right? Because he came after Jesus and like spoke to Jesus or whatever. So the way that we look at Mormons, which is like insane and out there,
Right.
is the way that Jewish people look at Christians. Because they're like,
Yeah, but-
Jesus was just a
yeah.
man.
I guess
Just
so.
like we're like John Smith was just a man.
Guess so. Yeah. What other religions can we offend tonight? I guess we'll put a pin in that and circle back.
Yeah, let's go ahead
But
and
yeah, so
introduce
so-
our guest.
I am just real quick. I am Catholic, so I do the whole don't eat meat on Friday thing, and I hate fish. So it's very very hard Fridays for me. And the fact they give up peanut butter and jelly, come on, what am I eating on Fridays? I do Passover every Friday during Lent. I just can't eat. So I guess I am a little bit more Jewish than we all thought. So anyway, we got a really special guest. He is, and when I say special, I mean like special. And I'm yelling because he's just so charismatic. This is Brian B. from Scott. What's his podcast? It's not even his podcast.
Yeah, it's
like
a
his,
YouTube channel.
it's
It's
his-
a Beeline web show.
It's Beeline Entertainment. Like it's his
Beeline
brand.
Entertainment. Yeah,
I'd hate to classify him as like a podcaster because he's not. He's more
he's got a
than that.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We interviewed him, and I was very intimidated the whole time because he's just a ball of energy.
He is.
And oh my gosh, he's awesome. So Beeline Entertainment on YouTube, on Twitter, probably on Instagram. He's running a podcast for beginners class that he's running currently right now. He's awesome. And if there's anyone I want to learn podcasting from, it's him because this guy, like, he gets it. That conversation we had with him, which you guys are going to hear in a little bit, he just gets it. Very entertaining guy, very motivational, and just so knowledgeable about the field that he's in and that we are all in. So we had an opportunity to sit down with him and kind of pick his brain about who he is, what his brand is, and what he's trying to accomplish in this field. And it was just super interesting. So I really hope that you guys enjoy our conversation with Brian from Beeline Entertainment.
There are 3 things that I hate in life: taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first 2 I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. We are joined by a very special guest. It's your boy, Brian Beeline. He's got like 18, 25 different podcasts that he's going to tell you about. But man, I thought I had a lot of energy. This guy's got more energy than I've ever seen. So Brian, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you guys so much for having me on. Always excited to meet new podcasters and new people in this journey that I'm on. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. How long have you been podcasting? We're still kind of infants. We're 2 years in.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, I'm 3 years. Okay. I always tell this story. It's like getting old at this point and shit. But I started this off as like kind of an idea. Like I really wanted to just kind of have a platform where I just spoke what I wanted to speak kind of freely. It's weird because it was at a time where I was kind of transitioning in life. I think I was kind of just growing up and I was kind of learning stuff, kind of life lessons and shit. So I kind of started really doing quotes where I was just kind of like quoting my life and just saying that it was a quote by me and everything. And that's where I kind of transitioned. I started on Twitter. And then it kind of joined in. I was like, listen, I want to do like, a video thing where I just do videos about, stuff that I'm doing or things that I'm feeling, just talking stuff, whatever. And that's where the idea was born for the Beeline. That was in 2010. And I didn't do nothing with it. I just lived in 2010 all the way to 2020. I didn't do nothing with it. I never touched it. And then, COVID happened. And I was working. I was one of the essential worker.
Oh, yeah.
I literally just said,
Chris essentially never works, so he's got a lot in common.
Yeah, it's almost the same. Yeah.
I'd rather. I'd have the latter. But I really like, my girl, she backed me. She was like, yo, if you feel like doing it. I saw a lot of other people starting. And then I was like, listen, I might as well start this. I've had it for 10 years. Let me just do it. And I got a camera and the rest is history, man.
Man, good for you. Listen, COVID, outside of the death and the controversy and the fighting, was the best thing for us content creators because it gave us the time and the resources to kind of do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. Everybody says that at this point. I guess you have the acknowledgement, and you definitely feel bad for the people that lost their lives and
of
shit
course,
like that or whatever. But it really did cause everybody to slow down, man. And you started to kind of, at least for me, I started to understand, what do I want out of life? Like, do I want to keep doing this? Do I want to work 12 hours a day? And that was like where my mind state just grew. And that was where I really wanted to talk about what I was experiencing. And then it just jumped from there. And just everything's just been building and just continuing the way it's been now. So I'm in love, man.
That's
I'm
amazing.
in love, like literally.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so addicting. I mean, if I could do this 5 nights a week, first of all, Chris, Sarah, and then Mary,
he tries.
I know.
He tries to do
they
it
would
5
kill me.
days
They
a
would
week.
kill me.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. But at the same time, it's like, 5 nights a week of course. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, it's a ridiculous amount of work. Sometimes people don't really understand. It's all about what you're doing. Now, if you're taking your phone out and you're just sitting it up and you're just talking shit, like, even that's kind of a lot. You know what I mean? But if you're actually putting production value into it, you're trying to make sure it's, pleasing to the eyes. You're trying to make sure that you're actually putting out good content. Yo, listen, man, I literally, give me that book, James. I got my son here. He was helping me. I got a whole thing I'm doing after this too. I literally have books and magazines and binders. I mean, we have a whole business at this point. Like, and that's why scheduling, publicist, manager, like, it's transitioned into something that I never would have ever thought that this shit was going to be, man. I don't even work a 9 to 5 anymore. This is my job now.
Wow.
Good for you.
Merch,
that's
amazing,
amazing,
bro.
That's the goal. That's the goal, at least
That's
here.
the goal. That's the goal.
It's crazy, and that's why I'm so glad that you came on, because I've got a full-time job, and then this is the other full-time job that literally I don't sleep because I'm constantly thinking of ideas. We're an entertainment-based podcast centered around laughing at adulting. So it's constantly, okay, what situation can I put myself in today that I know I can tell on air later?
Yeah.
And then, just different little segments and the evolution, and then all the behind the scenes, the editing, we've got several different streams of income, not as much so we can go full time yet, but we've got the Twitch streaming and the merch and the Patreon and the this and the that, and then now we've gotten into this booking guests because of our mutual friend Steve, who's been great to us. So
great guy.
It's just definitely added to the mix of now we're getting into scheduling and stuff.
That's phenomenal, man. Yeah. So you guys, and let me ask you, have you guys started out together and have been able to continue on together?
Again, it's the evolution of the show. This show started off as a joke. It started off as my other co-host, Mary. We were just going to record a test on Zoom because I do a lot of radio, and I was invited to a talk show that they recorded on StreamYard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, if they can do this, why can't I? Why can't I do this on Zoom? So it was just me and her testing it. And I liked what we did, so I published it, and then it became the podcast. And then 20 episodes later, Chris came along that we just met through another podcast. And then we just brought on Sarah a couple weeks ago. So awesome. It's been kind of we've all been together. Nobody's left the show, if you will. That's
phenomenal, man. And that's really, the beautiful thing about this, like we were saying earlier, like you literally, the people that you meet, the networking that you do, the one thing that, I've found the most challenging, and I give my utmost respect to the shows that are still doing it, are, the ones who keep a team together, because life happens while you're doing this. When you start talking years, and you can literally say, hey, the person I started with is the same person I'm working with. My team has fallen apart and broken up so many damn times I don't even know how to count anymore, but we're still all here. Like, my girl is my manager, which I kind of just lucked out. She's phenomenal, and the things that she does.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very organized, very easy to work with. But she also started the show with me. Like, she started, she was like kind of my co-host, who would just bouncing ideas off of and stuff like that or whatever. And of course our first episodes were just horrendous, but I love them. You know what I mean? I love them. And it built me to where I got now. So much respect to you guys for staying together and, continuing the journey together. It's hard.
We have a lot of fun, and our format, it's risky because we make fun of each other a lot. And like some pretty serious things. Their big thing is making fun of my sex life with my wife. And so
not hard.
It's not hard because there is none. But no.
Neither is Scott.
Well, so, feelings could get hurt, but I think we've worked together long enough, and we know each other long enough that we know what boundaries we can push. Now, Sarah, you're your husband's manager too, right? So you guys have that in common, right?
No, I am his biggest enabler. I'll put it that way.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Same thing.
No, right? No, it works. I'm glad to be a part of it and help him in any way he can. Now, I will say that you guys don't know me well enough to make fun of me quite yet.
Ooh, she laid down the wall right there.
You are getting there. I know there have been moments, but not quite yet. Not as bad.
Yeah, no. Trust me, we'll get there.
Oh yeah. Chris, you had a question?
Yeah, so when I heard you were coming on the show, Brian, I kind of did some research and I saw that you are hosting a virtual workshop. I found a post on Reddit.
Yeah.
That you're doing for Podcast for Beginners. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it was something that I kind of thought up, and I kind of wanted to, from doing a lot of shows, you start to realize that something that you've learned to kind of, it's not easy, but it's like walking and breathing at this point. Like from editing to, you're still learning. You're learning every day or whatever, but it's not a challenge like it was when I first started. So now it's like, I know how to do this. I jump in front of a microphone. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm not writing stuff down and all that stuff. I literally just kind of know how to do the process at this point. So I've learned a lot, but I still experience while I'm going on shows, whether it be some people are just starting, whether it be some people are kind of still asking questions or like, hey, what microphone did you first get? And this and that. And I'm sitting here like, okay, let me see if there's a way that I can kind of just give back. And also like, this is a business. So like, it's different avenues or ways that, you can kind of, help people and also help just your business as well. And I found out that the workshop is definitely going to be, something that I would like to dive into. And this is going to be the first one. And we're basically going to have this is the very first one. It's going to be the introduction on, what worked for me in getting into podcasting, man. And
love that.
Just giving them some tips and clues on, I think the first one we have, it's going to be, what started off, what are you doing it for, stuff like that, tips for getting guests, different types of shopping for your podcast, and then just like a Q&A. But it should be a lot of fun. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoy meeting people and stuff like that. So that's going to be something I really am looking forward to.
Good for you. I tell everybody all the time, as passionate as I am about my own podcast, I'm just as passionate about helping new podcasters to avoid some of the mistakes that we made early on. For example, our name makes zero sense to what we talk about, but now it's our brand, so we're stuck with it. No new friends. Yeah,
that's some dope shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yo, you want to know what's crazy though? One of the things, like I say, it's crazy talking about the beginning time, what happened. Like I said, man, I had no idea, like nowhere, shape, or form that I was going to be anywhere near like doing the kind of things that I'm doing now from this. Like when I first started, I literally just thought I was going to sit down in front of a microphone or a camera and just talk shit, man. Talk about people, talk about my life, talk about this, talk about that. But then in my second episode that I ever did, it was a guy, I was driving to work, and there was a guy standing outside holding a sign. And he was holding the sign, and it was like kind of like early morning. It was like a green sign. He just freaking drew with a marker. He didn't even try hard. He just he just put a marker out there with a sign. And I looked
Sounds
at
like
him.
Chris.
There. And as a matter of fact, just like that background right there, Chris, you just like your background. Same shit. But when I looked at him, it spoke to me. And I don't know why, but I've seen 1,000 people hold the sign, but it spoke to me. And I was sitting there thinking like, that guy is literally doing exactly what I'm doing right now. He's trying to bring something to life, whether it be his business, his store, whatever. And from there, that's where I kind of transitioned into getting my guests. That's why I kind of transitioned into working with people and wanting to kind of give back or help people kind of expose their processes that they're doing. And that was my whole beginning part of that, man. Just like, giving people a platform also to help them show what they're trying to do and what they're trying to create. Because I know the challenge of it now. So big learning lesson there, man. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I always, it always makes me happy to see podcasters who have been doing it for a while. I wish I had a mentor back 2 years ago to kind of take me through some of this stuff. And also I wish I wasn't as stubborn 2 years ago, because before we hit publish on that first episode, I'm like, we're going to make it big time. This is gold. And I'm just going to publish it and people are going to come. And it doesn't work like that at all.
Nah, man. Yeah. And it's very good to understand that, because you can get discouraged. You can, and listen, I don't want to be mean. I'm trying to be nice. I'm like, all presentable and stuff like that. But it's like, there's some people out there that need to understand, listen, bro, you might want to try a different craft. Like, so listen, I don't know if you guys have had it, bro, but I've had some boring ass, and I mean, people are cool, bro, but it's like, when it comes to what we're doing, you got to understand, bro, you got to have some level of attraction. Like, you have to be able to speak a little bit. I've literally had guys on the show, and also been on their show where I would literally try my best not to talk too much because I wouldn't want to like, try to run their show and shit, like, not even intentionally, but just like, I remember one show I went on and this guy literally didn't ask me a question. He started recording and I didn't even know we were recording to start off. I was kind of waiting for him to kind of present like the beginning or the intro.
Sure.
And he kind of just started asking me, I think one of his first questions was like, so what's up with humans? And I said, what the fuck are you asking me right now? But I was really like, yo, literally, man. Like, I'm also kind of, sometimes I swing and miss. I've been actually pretty lucky. On my web show, I do a segment called Talking with Strangers.
Yes.
And I started that in, just kind of in retaliation to, I was getting a lot of people on because I was just going on Facebook hunting, like, who's got a story to tell, who wants to just come on. And I was finding some really interesting people, really good stories, and I wasn't really knowing anything about them. So I was like, let's just talk with strangers. So what I do is I literally just, send a message like, hey, you want to come on my show? I see that you're posting. You would like to come on? Don't read anything about them. Don't learn anything about them. Don't even talk to them until we get on air. And then I learn everything about them right there with everybody else. And I've met some amazing people doing that.
That's super interesting. That's a really cool gimmick for sure.
Great stories. Yeah. Great stories doing that shit.
Now you've had a lot of celebrity interviews. We're just starting to get into celebrity interviews. You've had Tommy Chong. You've had Larry Hankin, who we just had a couple weeks ago.
He's great, man.
Oh, he's so funny. So
Larry
funny. So many cool stories.
Yeah.
But one that I stumbled upon because we're still working on logistics to have him on our show. So I wanted to kind of hear your process and your show, and then also hear him. Was Jeremy Miller, who played Ben Seaver on Growing Pains. First of all, kudos to you, because the way, and I've only gotten through about half of that episode, but the way that you kind of geared that interview to have him tell the story, I was almost in tears in my car.
Really?
Because it was beautiful. I was so excited for him when he landed the role on Growing Pains. And then when Growing Pains ended and kind of what transitioned to the next part of his career, like I gasped. I was like, like I was heartbroken. And kudos to you. I've never had a podcast pull emotion out of me before. Well, except for my own when they make fun of me, and but great job, man.
I feel you there. Thank you, bro. Yeah, Jeremy was actually really cool. I was just like we were talking about on that episode. Actually, like I've always been a sitcom kid. Like I was always watching, TGIF and all the old school stuff. Mr. Belvedere. I watched everything back in the day. So when I heard that I had the chance to kind of talk with them, I was really interested, because more than anything was the fact that he was a child star. Like he was, from the 80s. He was a child star. These guys get a giant, reputation immediately just by having that name. So
everybody thinks that Chris is a child star, but that's because he's just little and he looks 12.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah, you guys go in on each other. I can just tell, man.
Yeah.
Fun as hell. Like, but Jeremy was real cool, man. It was really down to earth, and he kind of changed my perspective a little bit. Thinking that like all child stars have some hidden trauma, and he had a definitely interesting life, but him delivering the fact that his mom really took care of him in the industry, and so much more information too. We just recently yesterday actually put out a episode with his co-host of his podcast, Dave Navarro, and Dave Navarro he's cool as shit too, man. He's cool as a fan, and telling me some people that Jeremy was a little player, man, player. Drew Barrymore and Danica Keller, and he was dating.
Hold on, Danica Keller was okay. Chris, you're 12. Danica Keller played Winnie on The Wonder Years, and that was like
still does nothing for me.
I know.
I'm sorry.
She was in an episode of Impractical Jokers. No, she was everybody's.
Okay, wow, no, that show.
Practical Jokers. That's my show. I just got done watching it right now. I watch it on HBO Max every day. I love that damn show, man. Yeah,
she was every 80s kid's crush. I mean, Danica. Just look her up. She's gorgeous, and that's great. And to hear him kind of talk about how his best friend was the guy who played Paul in The Wonder Years.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, Paul Sorvino or some shit.
Yeah.
Jeremy's cool as hell, man. I'm actually going to be. I think I have another interview. I'm going on their show.
Good.
I think soon. So I'll be talking to them too. It's always fun to experience, like when you're sitting. You guys can relate. Like when you're sitting in the host seat, your job is to keep the show going and keep the show entertaining and stuff like that, and make sure you're hitting all the buttons and stuff. But when you're in the interviewee or whatever seat, it's like you get to chill, like you get to relax, you get to let them work, and then you just talk and just say stuff and listen, bro. It's like a breath of fresh air. I love it. So I love like flipping the coin or whatever. I know I'm gonna have you guys on my show too. I can't wait for that. I love the panel, man. The panel discussion is why I started the lives, because I was literally going on different shows, and some of them would have 3 or 4 people, and we just be talking shit, man. And that was like one of my favorite things to do. Some of my favorite episodes is just the ones where you just talk shit. Me and my cousin get on there and just talk about random stupid stuff, make jokes, crack jokes on each other, and sometimes real stuff too. But you have multiple people that you kind of get their perspectives on, and it's interesting. I love that so much. So I love the same kind of environment.
Who's been your favorite celebrity interview so far?
So far, I think it would have to probably be Tommy Chong. Like Tommy Chong was a real, like, I was shocked that I was talking to him. And just a little more backstory on me, and this isn't to sound cocky and at all. I kind of had a history in the entertainment business. My father was a manager for different types of music artists and talent back in the day. So I've actually always kind of been in that field. I've met Missy Elliott, Mary J. Blige. We used to work with her family. Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of different people. So I already kind of already experienced. So I never had like that, oh man, I'm like falling all over the place for like a celebrity. And when I got to work with Tommy Chong, I was just like, man, listen, bro. Because everybody knows him from Cheech and Chong more than anything, right? But me was that 70s show. That 70s, I love that damn show.
Right. That's more our era, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Leo, bro, listen, Leo was the funniest shit. Like, I thought Kelso was the funniest. But Leo, when he was talking in the photo hut, when they went to the Canada trip for the beer, listen, bro, it's just... shit don't get funnier than that, man. Like, yeah, I loved everything about it.
We're still so new to the interviewing celebrity guest. We were real. Our goal, our dream guest was a guy who took off his false leg and ran in front of a train and lived, or something like that.
Like true story. True story.
Holy shit, really?
Because we didn't get him, but we want goofy Florida man type people that do stupid stuff just to say, what the hell are you thinking?
I would love to talk to him. I'll talk to him right now.
Right?
Yeah, listen, sometimes that's why the whole talking with strangers thing. Celebrities are cool. Like, you're definitely going to be an awesome thing, but I'm telling you right now, bro, like one of the people that I had on the talking with strangers was this lady, and I didn't even know her. I had no idea who she was, but she just responded to the ad, and she was the little girl in what's considered to be one of the worst movies of all time. Manos, The Hands of Fate. And I never heard about it, but apparently it has like a cult following, and like people dress up like it. It was big on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
See, that's crazy. I thought the worst movie of all time was Muppets Most Wanted, but I guess I was wrong. My bad.
Listen, I don't even know. There's probably a couple out there, and I've never even seen the Muppets Most Wanted. That's the newest one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the sequel to that. That's a joke. One of our Patreon members is like obsessed with the Muppets, and especially that movie. So he's in our chat right now watching. So I just had to kind of poke at him.
Gotcha. You got a lot of insider jokes, like practical jokes. Yeah, but so with you guys, like, how have you guys found, like, the different interview, or have you guys done interviews prior to like the celebrity guys?
So we have. We had kind of a dream guest for me, a gentleman by the name of Carlos Navarro. He was in Hawkeye on Disney Plus. He was one of the tracksuit. He was one of the main 3 tracksuit mafia. He was in The Walking Dead, some other films and all that. And he's a local celebrity here in Orlando on a very popular radio show. So we did that, and it was the whole episode was just him and kind of telling the story of his struggles. He sold slicers, he sold timeshares, and then the big break. Most of the other ones, I've had a lot of stand-up comedians, mostly mentors for me in pushing me to get started on my podcast. So there was a lot of comfort level there. Celebrity interviews are difficult because you're doing research on it. And, with Bruce Valanche, who I learned so much about in researching, and I knew what he had done. I knew he had written Star Wars holiday special. Didn't know all the other stuff, so I got more excited as I learned more.
Yeah, the
Oscars. More about him.
Yeah. Bruce did a lot of stuff, man. I'm still trying to talk with Bruce now. Actually, I'm hoping I can get him on. Kind of had timing problems with him, but he's
fascinating.
Guy,
he's fascinating. Super, super funny. But we're still trying to find our footing.
Really nice guy too.
We're still trying to find our footing, and I'd love to talk to you about this off air sometime. It's just how do we keep our personality of the show, but still have this guest, still showcase this guest, and still. They're there to promote something, and so how do we help them with that and still not lose our identity within the interview, if that makes sense?
That is super, super duper important, bro. And that's something that fortunately in my situation, I'm gonna be real, man. I literally just talk, yo. I don't do a lot of checkmark questions and stuff like that. Sure. I kind of turned this show down a week ago maybe, and he kind of had a format where he had a panel, and he was interviewing kind of some known names, and he was distributing questions to everybody on the panel to ask. So basically, like one person would ask one question, and then another person would ask a question, and then it felt like even when I was watching it, it felt so dead. Like this person's never gonna know who I am. Like doing this like that. He's gonna say, oh, you're that guy who asked me that question that time. I'd rather me be me and be like, yo, even if I don't talk to you about anything that you do, like if you just come on my show and you're Tommy Chong and I say, Tommy Chong, you're on my show. What did you eat for breakfast this morning? What shoes do you like to wear when you go to the store? I like those shoes too. I like rock. And then I just have this conversation, and that just builds. Yeah. And you're just like, and this guy's in there talking to you about shit that he ain't never talked to you. He's like, man, everybody asks me the same shit every 5 minutes. I'm on 100 shows a week. They ask me the same shit. And then it's like, you realize these people are people, man. They wake up. I think me and Tommy Chong, at one point, we were talking about, religion and this and that. And he started breaking down, how cannabis helps you break from your mind state. It just went to a whole other place, but I was like, okay, let's let this guy kind of vent a little bit. Let's see where it goes. And I was enjoying it because he was able to do that. It was just like his natural shit, like his mind state. We started talking about what happens when you get old. And he was like, yeah, you get older and, you got to, really watch your P's and Q's because people look at you different. It was just very interesting what he was naturally able to go into after we talked about the 90s show coming out and, different things like that. But I just like to be personable, man. Like, yo, hey, what's up? How you doing? Where, did you always live there? And it just, your character is important. People are watching this shit not just for Tommy Chong. They're watching this shit because they want to see you talk to Tommy Chong. They want to see you talk to Larry Hankin, Yeah. That's what people need to, trust yourself, It is kind of intimidating, but it's just one of those things that kind of just comes with time, I guess, man. I'm a fucking rarity, bro. Cause I'm not shy. I'm not scared. Like I don't care. Right. I like to have fun, man, and that's just what it is. Like I like to have fun. I like a good time.
Where can our listeners find you?
Oh man, we're on YouTube right now. I actually got a website coming out in probably the next couple of days. I hope if everything's done. But we're on YouTube. We host the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We do the Beeline Entertainment on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Live on the Lines is Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the rest of the talk shows, we kind of fit in wherever we can because we constantly are just doing stuff. On YouTube for the most part, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. We're on there too. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right, before we go, you got to give me your signature intro. It's your boy Brian B, because it's going to give me goosebumps.
Yo, no, listen. Yo, what's good? Yo, y'all see the shirt? What it say?
I love it.
What it say? It says, people, what's good? What's happening? What's up? What's going on? It's me, Brian B. And we back at it. That's right. Yo, check it out. This is the Beeline Entertainment Show, the place where you, him, them, that dude over there, come on and show off. That's right. Yo, listen, I'll do it for y'all real quick. But yeah.
Thanks, man. That's
like
awesome.
to amp people up, bro. Incredible. I love it, man.
That's
Thank
amazing.
You guys, yo. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Check out Brian's YouTube channel And we'll be right back. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Hey, you want to join a cult? Well, this might be your lucky day. For just $2 a month and a simple blood oath, you can join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. In addition to the amazing feeling of donating to the poor, you will have access to Patreon-exclusive content, live shows, and maybe even a behind-the-scenes look at my secret stash. To get started, head on over to NoNewFriendsPodcast.com and hit Join Our Clubhouse. Can't wait to see you at the initiation ceremony. Oh, and in the chat during our live shows, of course.
All right, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to our second episode of No New Friends After Dark. Hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did making it. And hope we didn't offend you. And if we did, I hope we did offend you, I guess. So next week, I've had a couple more glasses of wine than I did when we recorded No New Friends earlier. So what I'm saying might not make sense. Join us next week, same time, maybe, same place, definitely, for another edition of No New Friends After Dark. Thank you all for helping to keep the show going. We're going to keep doing this until you guys are sick and tired of us. We will see you next week.
Okay, shalom.
Is that good?
Yeah. How do we end it?
Kinda
We're
rambling. I
not
don't
going to
know.
do it. We're not going to do okay. Bye.
Maybe just take that whole thing out and just
I don't. Maybe Sarah ends it with Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov L'chaim.
How do you say goodbye in Jewish?
Shalom is hello, goodbye, and
Oh.
See,
So-
they're smart because they just
So
did-
say
let's-
okay, shalom.
okay, shalom.
okay, shalom.
Oh wait, I was talking over you. Do it again.
Okay, shalom.
No New Friends After Dark has been brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. SandpiperVacations.com. Just check out our website, NoNewFriendsPodcast.com. Become a friend with benefits. Check out our sweet merch and so much more. This has been a No New Friends Entertainment LLC production.